A printer is a device that accepts text and graphic output from a computer and transfers the information to paper, usually to standard size sheets of paper. Printers vary in size and speed of modifications to most users are, in general, more expensive printers are used for higher resolution color.
I not releases data read by computers for
Can you print audio? No, you can't. Find more answers to questions like these on PrinterCast, a podcast for printers, with me, your host and creator, David Getty. Joining me today for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Ethan, who will never return. Hello and welcome to the latest installment of PrinterCast, the podcast for printers. Joining me today, introduce yourself to the fine printers out there.
Hello, my name is Ethan, and I have never owned a printer.
You've never owned a printer?
I've used printers in my life.
You've used them, so you're familiar with like the basic function of a printer, but you've just never
to print.
You've never bought one. You've never unboxed it and placed it into your sweet home.
No.
Well, that's perfect.
I use like my dad's printer sometimes.
Oh, you use your father's printer. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you know why that's perfect? Today's topic for PrinterCast is going to be talking about the best in-home printers. The printer made for your desk. In your office.
I don't have a desk at my house. I have
I have
a coffee table.
Perfect. You know what is a great... You know what's better than coffee book tables? A coffee book printer. So let's travel down the merry little list of, let's say, the top 3 in-home printers, okay?
Okay.
Now, there are a few things that you're going to be looking for when you're looking for an in-home printer, because the needs of your printer needs are going to be a little different than your office needs, right?
Sure.
Sure. So the first printer that I would recommend, it's basically the perfect package for your in-home printer if you have this space. So maybe for you this wouldn't be the one, but for somebody with an office, for somebody where they can put this, off to the side where they have the room to make it work, is the Canon MAXIFY MB2750 printer.
Okay.
Now, are you asking yourself, why is this printer so good?
Sure.
I'll tell you why. It's a 4-in-1 color inkjet printer. That means this bad boy is rolling with 4 different colors. Okay? It's got a print speed.
That many.
No. It's a lot. Because you know what those colors do inside the printer? They mix with each other.
Oh, okay.
And when they mix, they create more colors. You ever see a color wheel?
Yeah.
That's what the inside of this printer looks like.
Just like that?
Just like a color wheel. This bad boy is printing at 23 ppms. You know what that stands for?
No.
Pages per minute.
Okay, yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
shooting out 23 pages a minute. That's like a page every 3 seconds. Now, the great thing about this is the reason that we need that big space in your office for this printer specifically is because this bad boy is rolling with a 500 sheet capacity. That means you can take, a ream of A4 paper and shove that all in there, and it'll hold it all. It won't hold 506, but it'll hold 500. That's almost triple the average of an in-home printer.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know you're probably thinking, wow, all of this in one printer? This is going to cost me a fortune. Well, it doesn't. You can pick up this bad boy for $365.17 on Amazon right now.
That's
you might
still
be able to
a
find
lot
You know what?
of money, like, right now.
Ethan, you were invited onto this podcast.
I'm sorry.
For one time.
You didn't really tell me what we were going to be doing on this.
Well, I thought it was obvious. I sent you a fax.
I don't have a printer.
So you didn't get the fax?
No, I didn't get a fax.
Well,
do people still send faxes?
Faxes? It's shocking, but
you
faxes
could have just called me. Or you could have emailed me or something. Like, I got email on my phone.
I don't email. I fax.
But
I print and I fax. I fax and I print.
Why?
It's very easy.
Right, but so is email.
No.
You could have just called me.
What are we? Robots?
I can show you how.
Number 2 on the list is sleeker in design, smaller in weight, and square footage. This is the Brother DCP J774DW printer. Now this one's coming in a all-white design with a black face front.
And it's also racist, is another...
This one is, it's a little hard to find on the market, because it was such a hot commodity when it came off. Because of its sleek design and its nice curb appeal. Okay? This one's shooting out only a mere 15 ppms. So it's quite a bit under that other one. Okay? And it's only holding 100 sheets of paper. So you're losing that. But what you're holding on to, what you still have in your hand, is that great quality of print. This thing is coming in and blasting you with performance and functionality on a budget. And that's what you're looking for in a printer. Maybe for somebody more in your situation, I'm gonna be honest, of life.
David, I'm not
your
really
life
looking
situation.
for a printer.
Yes, you are. You
I don't
just
really
haven't
print that
found
much
the printer
stuff,
you're
David.
looking for yet. Okay? You don't need to print a lot. You just need to print more. It's not what you can do for the printer. It's what the printer
But I don't
can
really
do for
need
you.
anything printed, though.
Think about that. Maybe the printer can do more than just print for you. This one can fucking scan, fax, copy, and print.
I don't think anyone faxes anymore, David.
Everybody faxes, just not you, Ethan.
I'm sorry. I don't like.
Damn it.
I know you invited me as a guest on your show, but I don't really. You're saying I can fax people, and it's like I don't really have like detective work from the '80s, so I don't really have a use to fax anything.
You're telling me you don't have detective work from the '80s?
I really don't.
You're gonna sit there and try to tell me you don't have any detective work. You know what? You don't even get to hear what the third one is.
I'm not even.
We're
I'm
just
not a
giving.
detective, I'm not like some, I don't know, like Inspector Red or something.
We're gonna move on now to the funnest section of the entire show, and that is the quick print fact of the day.
Wait, are you not doing the
You've
third
lost
printer?
the privilege of knowing what the third one is.
Okay, I mean, it doesn't really matter either way to me. I know you like structured and probably put too much time into like researching it.
I bought several versions of each printer to make sure there were no issues with the printer.
How much of the FeatureCast budget did you spend on this, David?
All of it. We're in debt through fucking like 2027.
David, you know that the finances that we get are like we're supposed to share those and like talk about like the decisions as a business. Like I said
would
for like
share it if you
could
printed
do,
it.
like your own episode. I didn't think you were gonna spend. Let me just.
You have a printer. You have multiple printers now. We can print so much. Speaking of finances, let's get back to the quick print fact of the day.
Oh my fucking god!
Have you ever thought to yourself, should I hit black and white or color before you execute a print order?
I don't really
No.
print anything.
But this is an important question. Maybe you're thinking, this is just a fucking paper for school. Should I print it in color? Well, there's no fucking color on that page anyways. It's just text. So that isn't even relevant. Stop asking yourself that question, Ethan.
I wasn't.
Stop asking yourself that question. Now the question
no.
arises on many occasions. Should I print in black and white or color? Now it's a great question to ask. But maybe what we should put behind it now to the answer to the question is an economic answer. Now, according to Lyra Research, which everyone, of course, listening to this knows that Lyra is it's a company that does a lot of research into the world of printers. Okay, they
Are you serious?
Yes.
There's a whole like company for that.
Yes. It's
Just finds statistics about printers.
They are well established in the world.
That's really dumb.
No. You're really dumb, sir. Now listen. They conducted a study and found that, on average, when you print with a laser printer, it can cost you 5 to 8 cents per print job for a black and white copy. Comparatively, though, it could cost you 12 to 15 cents with a color print. Now, if you're printing something with solid color graphics, now that's going to be a big image on a piece of paper, that can cost you all the way up to 50 to 60 cents per page. I rest my case.
David, I actually just did some quick math, and I looked up how much it costs to just send an email to let me know that we're going to be, wasting like 15 to 20 minutes on fucking printers. It actually costs $0. No sense at all. Kind of like how much sense it makes to do a podcast about printers in 2019. Have you checked your email? When was the last time you checked your email?
I don't even use email.
I've been trying to plan stuff because it's like the anniversary episode, and like getting this stuff ready. Like how much effort have you been putting into like researching printers, and like did you start this company that does these printer facts?
No comment.
Did you just buy a bunch of Snapples and like open them up until you found like the one that was about printers?
No comment. I'm going to reserve my right to answer this question. But thank you. I will send you a fax on that. Great idea.
David, nobody faxes.
Everybody faxes. All of our do you know how many listeners we have? They all fax me daily.
Are you talking about how many listeners we have on our actual podcast, or how many you have on your Printercast?
Printercast is a booming podcast.
Like it's exploding in its face?
No.
Like a boom? Like a big boom?
I mean, it sometimes sounds like it when I close my eyes and I picture it's shocking success. It's like a fireworks show, but with printers. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Printercast.
How much money do you spend on these printers, David? Did you actually buy these printers to test them?
Yeah, of course. Several versions, so I can.
Well,
test.
I'm glad that you're putting in the research and the time and really giving it your 110% for this mini episode that was like a throwaway bit on the main show.
Max effort occupancy is actually 100%. Not 110, but if you're looking to talk about fireworks. We also have a firework podcast.
What are you talking about, David?
Boomcast, the podcast built around the wonderful world of fireworks and firework displays.
I'd much rather you spend money
on fireworks,
printers, than on actual explosives.
Good to know.
I'd rather you not spend money on either of them.
No.
We have to pay for like the domain for our website.
Dude, you heard it here first.
We host our RSS feed, David. We have to pay to promote the podcast. We actually have to get it out there because I don't know, like you haven't done anything really on the website, so like we haven't been getting the traction. Like our numbers are down.
I've been printing and faxing the website pages, so all of
have you been checking our business email, because people have been emailing us and they haven't heard back because you promised that you were going to send out. No, you said on our show, David, the show that we do together as a business, that we're business partners on, you told people to email the show, and you gave them the exact email address and said, hey, if you want a free Blu-ray, just giving out Blu-rays, there goes our budget, and apparently you're going to pay for shipping as well. And you told people to email, and people have been emailing, and they've gotten nothing from you, David.
I don't think I've said that yet.
David, I want you to check your email right now.
I've checked it. Okay, so there's a few. But I will fax them all back later.
David, nobody has faxes.
There's faxes.
No. Can you end the episode?
Yeah,
Like, we've already spent the money on it, so we have to put it out. Otherwise it's just a wasted business.
Check back here. Check back here for the next episode of Printercast, which will have a much better guest. I promise. It'll be much better, and it will be much more educational. I promise we'll make it to the top 5 at work printers for the office. For all you office managers out there, we've got you covered, and all those printers out there, we've got you covered too. Print on.
Wait, are you saying for the printers? David, do you think that the printers are going to listen to the episode?
Yeah.
What the fuck?